Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're getting into the Porsche again. As you seen in the last episode, we started in the back of the car, doing some sound editing, getting that box built and stuff like that. And today we're going to continue with that. So, up here we have everything we did last week, or mostly, other than the box, which is over this way. All sound deadened, looking pretty good. Pretty happy with it. I need to put a few bolts in where the, as you can see that one over there, just where the seat belt goes, just so no moisture or anything gets in. I don't think that one's too bad, but the two that are on either side of this tunnel just go into the outside, so I want to make sure I block those off. But to start, we are jumping into where we left off last week. So I pulled this apart. This is the back piece that sits under the rear window. What do they call it? Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, sits under the back there. Parcel shelf, that's where we go. And then the piece that bends, and then the little bit that comes down, which is here. So that's the back where someone's sliced and diced into there. And if you followed my build, someone cut into the rear firewall just in there and put massive big holes in there and covered it in duct tape. So these are the access panels they used, and I just want it gone. So I pulled it all apart and pulled all the vinyl off. So as you can see, one thing before we continue is this bit here. So it sits on the back parcel shelf, and there's these little bits that come out of it. If anyone can tell me what they do, I'd be really appreciative. But those things, I'm pretty sure they're for what are they called? Child restraints and stuff like that, and they go on there, but I really have no idea. And yeah, they're not doing anything for me, so I'm not using it. No one can sit in the back, so I might as well hide it. So what I've done, pull this off, and then this is what's underneath. This nice wooden panel. This one's a little bit warped on this end and stuff like that, but I copied it onto this, and now we have a nice new one. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. And so with those little pieces that are in the corners, which are these black marks there, I didn't really want to see them. So what I've done is I have used some wood to pack it up, so therefore I can't see it. So this should sit nicely on the back and come down and just be a nice flat plane, rather than having the two indents or the two openings for those things. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then I did the same here. This piece I didn't remake because it's all conformed and it's actually in pretty good condition, other than a little bit of water damage on each end. It's really nice, and so that piece should sit like that. That one on there. Then I remade this one. Get rid of that. And so as you can tell, someone's really hacked into it. It's all water damaged around this edge, big holes, broken, rubbish, just in the bin. Oh, I do need to pull this piece off because it will help hold that piece in, but that's for a little bit. Yeah, and I made that. So with that on there, oh, come on, do it properly. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. So next up, I bought some foam. Just some nice, it's just like it's a little bit of fur, it's got a little squishy bit. Yeah, it's got a little bit of firmness to it, not too much. It's a little bit thicker than what you'd normally use, like on the old ones, but that's no worries. So it's nice and nice, I think it's at 6 mils. Oh, sorry, beeping. Yeah, so nice 6 mil, and I'll use some contact adhesive, spray it on here, lay it down, trim it, and then we can chuck some vinyl on. So I got some black vinyl, pretty similar to the stuff that I pulled off. And so what you do, I'll foam all three pieces, then you wrap this one on both sides. So you wrap it all the way across, and then you put that's fine. And then what you do is you wrap this one and that one on this edge around, and then you put it on like so with the vinyl in between, and then lay the vinyl back that way, and then you staple it together. So that way it's like hidden fasteners in a way. And then you pull this piece, pull that vinyl back over the staples, and then glue it or staple it onto this piece, and then that way it looks like it's all like contoured contour it all the way along. You don't have any staples in it. So that's the way it came out of the factory on those pieces. So I'm just going to try and do the same. Hopefully I can make it look as good. Yeah, but let's get into it. Bit of contact adhesive on all three, contact adhesive on there, glue them up, and then we'll chuck some vinyl on. pieces I need to fix, so I'll get some heat and see if I can shrink this side a little bit. Just got that little wrinkle. There's a couple at the back. It sits in there nice. I do need to put 2 screws on like either side, just after like the curve it comes down. There's a little screw there, and then another one in here. But yeah, looking pretty good. Sorry if it's windy. It's getting a bit windy today in the shed. So next up, I'm gonna get the box that I made for here, covered in the foam, and then covered in this vinyl too. And then before we put that back in, I'm gonna carpet this area. So I've got some nice carpet. I'll show you when I get to it. But yeah, I want to put it in here, and that way, like when I open the box up, it's nice and carpeted, not just the aluminium finish. So time for some more wrapping. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I did have to adjust this one, and so it's a little bit floppy at the moment, as you can probably tell. I had to end up taking, I measured wrong, I stuffed up, and yeah, that bottom piece I had to chop off, yeah, like 25 mil, way too much. And I got a little gap over there, but I think that if I just make a little piece that sits in there, it'll black it out and you won't see it. I got one on this side, and then I ended up having to take that piece off there, and as you could, like, as I was putting it together, you could see that I had to screw those two pieces together before I wrapped them. So I had to pull it all apart, take the screws out and everything else, and so it's been a bit of a job. And yeah, so I've ended up putting a screw in each end, which doesn't bother me really. I've got to get some black washers for them because I've got little chrome ones at the moment, and black screws. So the black screws are good, but everything else, rubbish. The back piece, I'm pretty happy with. So got the little latches, pulls out, and then this one's a bit tight. Nope. Back in first. And yeah, not too bad. That one's a bit better. We'll see what happens if it wears in. If not, I might have to pull this one apart, sand the outside just a little bit to make it a bit smaller, and then recover it, and it should fit in properly. So now, I'm gonna pull the box back out, carpet underneath the box, and depending on how the carpet works, I might have to carpet, because I want to carpet down the sides there, might have to make that piece in one, so that way the transition between the box and that sill doesn't have like a seam down that edge. So pull this out, have a look around, see what I can come up with, and maybe put some carpet in. And sorry guys, I'm gonna stop the episode. It's just running a little bit too long. I've faffed around a little bit too much before, but yeah, I really I'm gonna knock this next episode out, so it'll come out again in 2 weeks. And yeah, you'll see me chuck all the carpet and everything else in. I have started on it, so it is coming. And I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. I really appreciate the likes and subscribes and questions and everything else like that. So please stay tuned. Next fortnight, finish this interior off, take it for a drive, and then hopefully we can start on a new project in 4 weeks' time. So please stay tuned. Thanks, guys.